Right, so very quickly now, a House of Reps ad hoc committee chaired by Nicholas Osai has begun the probe of the National Health Insurance Scheme crisis and the role played by the embattled Executive Secretary, Professor Usman Yusuf.
Yeah, accusations leveled against Yusuf include padding of the scheme's 2018 budget, attempt to illegally execute 30 billion naira investment in federal government bond, unlawful staff posting and willful defiance of council directives, unauthorized travels, among others.
Now, the committee is to investigate the crisis plaguing the scheme and make their findings public in order to find a lasting solution to the crisis rocking the scheme. Now, the federal government, through the office of the SGF, that's the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, set up an independent panel to investigate the allegations of fraud leveled against Professor Usman Yusuf. Okay, well, at this point, let's just quickly introduce our guest, Japheth Odesoya. He's a public affairs analyst joining us. Good morning. Good to have you.
Good morning, Japheth. Nice to see you.
All right, some analysts who have been looking at all of this, who've been observing the turn of events at the NHIS, say that it's just a reflection of politics and power tussle, in what is a very critical institution in Nigeria, talking about the NHIS.
Yeah, thank you, Ngozi. No doubt it's an exhibition of governmental crisis, governmental convulsion, and blatant leadership failure, presidential failure too. But let's go historical. The NHIS.
We might not have too much time to even go historical.
Oh, sorry.
We want to hit
because we are talking of what started 1988.
Okay.
And it didn't see the light until 1999 by the Act 35 of 1999 Constitution. Then it began operation in 2005, and here we are. As of 2005, Nigeria was ranked as 197 of 200 countries in the world with worst health care, process. And here we are, 2018. No significant improvement. There are 5 beds to 10,000 Nigerians, 5 hospital beds. There are 30 doctors to 100,000 Nigerians. The World Health Organization standard is that there must be a citizen out of every 600 citizens who must be a doctor. Not that a doctor to 600 citizens, but that out of 600 citizens, one must be a doctor. Here we have less than 35,000 doctors, and they are leaving the country in droves. So the crisis, the convulsion in HIS is such that deserves that we must lament, because it is alarming. It shows that we exhibit sharp cruelty when it comes to the issue of the health of Nigeria, and it's pitiable.
All right, now this crisis didn't just start today. We heard of it first when, apart from those who have been following closely, but it came to the eye of the storm, or in the eye of the media, when the Minister of Health suspended the NHIS Executive Secretary. And at that time, he said straight away that the minister has no right to suspend him and that he doesn't answer to the minister, as the case may be. And when the president, in his absence, and he came back, one way or the other, he reinstated him. So in all of this, do you think that it is more of the ability or capacity to handle the issue well than even the allegations themselves?
It's not about the allegations.
Okay.
No. It's about failure. It's about meddlesomeness. And it's about politics.
Okay.
In the first instance, the minister, who is a delegated authority on behalf of the president, has suspended. And it took Mr. President 7 months after to reinstate. Not that investigation was conducted, but that the chief of staff just merely wrote a letter, saying that you should, After 7 months again, the governing board said, you have to go. Then there is a seemingly irreconcilable internal contradiction. Then if we are in love of this nation, I would expect that the man would demonstrate what South Africans call Amade Lakuba.
Okay. What does that mean?
Self-sacrifice in the interest of the nation. But we rarely resign in Nigeria. You don't want to go. Okay, you are saying the people working with you are corrupt. Let us have evidence. I expect that the executive secretary should fill us with ample evidence. Fill the House of Reps committee and the SGF committee with evidence that these people actually asked me to give them 957 million.
970 something million. Yeah.
The minister is saying you are involved in maladministration. Excessive spending. You know, abnormal traveling. And all sorts. And that your brother is even having over 400 million contract. And you have not
Which he
disputed
actually owned up to.
Yes.
He owned up to it, exactly.
Something is wrong here. And it is about leadership. And we must take that seriously. It's about leadership.
And
I would have sacked them if I were the president. All of you move in the first instance. Till the
Yeah, but the president did not sack. Instead of sacking, he actually reinstated him when he was suspended the first time. You would think, is it, I mean, on the basis of what did the president reinstate him the first time he was, you know, suspended? Was there any kind of investigation that actually cleared, you know, Professor Usman Yusuf from all these allegations?
There was none, and that's why it's a presidential failure and leadership failure. There was none. If there was, there wouldn't have been need for the governing board to suspend him again. Everything happens after seven months. In June 2017, you reinstated him in July 2018. Again, they have suspended him. 8 months after.
And this time he's been asked to go on administrative leave.
Then the government too now told the line to say, okay, go on.
What do you think are the questions that really need to be answered? I mean, some people have asked, let me just, you know, put them in bullet form. Who does the ES, that is the Executive Secretary, answer to? Number one, because he said he's not answerable to the Minister of Health or the Governing Council. Who gave the police orders to give him cover to resume his office, which he did, well, you know, when he had some 50 or so police officers, you know, and
got him to office.
And can Yusuf be probed with him in office? Well, that's already a done deal because now he's been asked to, you know, go on administrative leave.
No doubt the ES is answerable to Mr. President. He's an executive secretary. But leadership quality demands that you must be transparent and be reasonable enough. That's why you have governing council. Or for whatever you do, you carry people along. But that aside, I think the question is, the NHIS represents humongous corruption in the highest level, and it must be probed. That's because
which Usman is saying that it's what he is trying to fight. That there's been so much corruption within the system.
Holistically. I appreciate that, but let's do it holistically and collectively now, because it is in the interest of, we have just barely over 4 million enrollees. Usman removed 23,000 enrollees. He said they are ghost enrollees.
Yeah.
2 months after he removed them, the minister suspended him. So we are getting somewhere. I am not of the opinion that the ES is totally wrong, or whether the governing body is right, but that it's a challenge to the anti-corruption stance of this present administration. And it must not fail, because we will be able to unearth a lot of rots in this.
All right. Now, he has said that because he came to fight the corruption in that system, and that is why this is fighting back at him. And in fact, he mentioned categorically that the HMOs, he used the word cartel, that the HMOs have formed themselves into a cartel. And they are part of those fighting him back. If you look at, independently, if you look at the health system and how the NHIS and the HMOs, how they operate, what do you think should change?
Thank you. The HMOs, I think we have just 62 nationally. And if they have formed themselves into a cartel, you have come to fight corruption. I don't see why your brother must, benefit.
He said his brother is a Nigerian.
Fine, that's fine. But you see, when you stand an anti-corruption symbol, it's a serious battle. And you must be totally, clean, which is very difficult. Okay, whether because... Are we still on?
Unfortunately, we really have to leave it there, but definitely we'll be giving more time to this in the course of, as time goes on. That's where we'll have to leave it. Japheth Odesanya is a public affairs commentator. Thank you so much as always, for being here.
Thank you for
this
coming.
morning.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we won't be able to go read through the papers anymore, but just before we go, we'd like to let you know that the views and reaction of our resource persons on the topics discussed on the program today are their views and have no connection with TVC News. We need to let you know that. Thank you very much for spending your morning with us. Tomorrow, we'll be back again with other issues. Have a great day ahead. I am Mike Okwacha.
And I am Ngozi Alibu. Let's see you again tomorrow, bright and early.